Hey there, and welcome to the Leading with Nice interview series podcast. My name is Matthew Yule, and we want to help you inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Now, if you listen to the podcast, you're probably used to me saying that I'm really excited about today's guest, and that's because I am. But today, I am particularly excited for a few reasons. One, we have Aiden Hepburn on. Hi, Aiden.
Hi, Matthew.
We have Aiden Hepburn on, and I have known Aiden since he was just like a wee lad. So I'm really excited to have known him for all these years and seen him journey into this new adventure. But also excited for two other reasons, and really these are the reasons why I asked him on. One, most people who listen to this podcast, if you're in your car driving, this might sound like you. You're 35 to 55 or 60 or older. You're well established in your career. You have some idea about what you want to do, and the days of things that are brand new to you are probably behind you. Like, I mean, brand new, things you've never even heard of, that you have no recollection of, and also I'm excited because, Aiden, let me ask you a question. When you think of leadership, and what a leader is, what do you think of? If somebody said to you, Aiden, what's a leader? What would you say that is?
Well, I think I'd say it's somebody who, they're a leader. So it could be from anything from maybe a job or maybe on a hockey team on the ice. They're always leading with, sometimes it's leading with being respectful to people. Taking the ship where it should be and leading it in the right path.
I love that you used a ship analogy there. I often use that as well. But yeah, no, I totally, all of those things I agree with. I often simply say a leader is anybody who influences others, right? And sometimes that influence is not awesome, like you can have bad leadership, and sometimes it's really good. And so the reason why I'm super excited is, Aiden, people, for those who don't know, who haven't read the show notes, Aiden this year is the chief play officer for Toys R Us. And when I heard this, when I saw it on social media, I was so envious because I used to dream of having when I have a home, I'm going to have a room just full of Lego. Now I have that now, but it's actually my son's room. It's not my room. And I used to actually I was over at a friend's house the other day, and we were we've compiled our G.I. Joe figure collection into one big awesome collection. And I just, the idea of being the chief play officer, but in this role, more than anything, I think you have an awesome opportunity to influence both people your own age and younger, but also parents and adults. So let me ask you, we'll get right into it. Chief play officer, it sounds like a pretty big title for anybody, let alone a 13-year-old. I mean, you have the word chief right in there, like chief operating officer, chief executive officer. Where did you get the idea to apply for this job? How did that come about?
Well, one of my family friends actually found the contest, and they said, "Oh, Aiden should try out for this." And I thought, that might actually be a good idea because I have my YouTube channel, Aiden's Fun Adventures, and then I have my Instagram account, A_Hep77, and I kind of just like to be in front of the camera, and I like to talk to people. So I thought, okay, I'll try for it, thinking nothing of it. And I had no idea I'd come back with an email saying that I was top 10. So once I was top 10, I actually got sent some toys to review in an audition. So that was fun. Anyway, just the contest was a great experience. And then I got another email saying I was top 5 after my audition. So I got sent even more toys to review in another interview. And then I received probably one of the most exciting emails I'll ever receive, saying that I'd been selected as the new chief play officer for Toys R Us Canada.
I love that they emailed you. Toys R Us. Listen, call them next time. That's phone call worthy. That would be like if I asked my wife to marry me and she was emailed me response or maybe a DM. That must have been an exciting email though. But tell me, I'm really curious about what kind of toys were they sending you? Like what? Because I imagine it's probably a wide breadth of toys. So what were they sending you?
Well, in the first audition, they sent me like a small Lego set. They sent me like the creator ones where it's like 3-in-1, so you could build three different things from the set. But then again, with
Yeah.
Lego, you can just build whatever you want and use your imagination. Um, they also sent me a Barbie doll. They sent me a puzzle that came with a cute stuffed animal, and they also sent me. It's just like lots of different things from different age groups that I can review
Yeah.
from. And then for the second one,
And
oh, I was
yeah.
sent some Beyblades.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Our connection's a little bit slow, but don't worry about it.
Okay. I was sent some Beyblades. I got sent a for real animal alive. It was a parrot. It was a cockatoo that spoke. So that was pretty cool. I also got a Blues Twos toy. So it's like Josh's phone. So it had lots of different lights and sounds and different characters from the show. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, those are the toys that I got.
When so you must, and you mentioned off the top, like you will just get shipments of toys arriving at your door. So what do you do with, like, you play with them, you test them out? What do you do with them after? What's the post toy playing and reviewing look like?
Well, yeah, that's the big perk of being the chief play officer is my house is overflowing with toys. Um, but yeah, I think I'll keep some of them, but also I'll share them with my friends and family. Um, like I have crossnet and spike ball, and me and my friends have been playing with them on my front lawn, so it's been fun to share the fun experience with them. And what's great about it is that they each come with bags, so I can take them to the park. Maybe if we're hanging out somewhere else, I can take it to my friend's front yard. um, but I don't need all these toys. It's great to review and play with, but I know that there are lots of other kids that would love the experience of playing with these awesome toys. So I think I'll probably share it with them.
I want to go back to something you said earlier that just as I was thinking about all the toys that come to your door, you said something earlier that I'd like to ask you more about, and you said, I really like talking to people. And the more you've shared what you're doing and how you go about figuring out what to do with the toys, the more I'm curious, like, what is it about talking to people you really like?
Well, like just generating conversation with them, asking them different questions about, like sometimes like what they do, um, how they're doing, just like generating conversation and chatting with them about. It could be anything. So I just think that having a
Yeah.
conversation is fun.
And what do you get out of those conversations? Like, how do you get value? Do you understand what I'm asking? Like, what's in it for you when you have those conversations?
Um, well, when I'm asking those questions, um, I can learn from them. Like if I'm asking a question and I get an answer, I can use that answer in the real world, in the outside world, and it helps me talk more. So like I can how do you say it? I can like use my voice more, and it's easier for me to make conversations, so I'm not awkward talking in front. And
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fabulous. One of the Naomi and I yesterday, when we were talking and getting ready for this, one of our core values at our company is curiosity, and just that's been resonating in my head since you spoke about it. Let me ask you another question then on the conversation. I asked you what you get out of it when you're asking somebody questions and talk to them and being interested in them. What do you think that does for the other person?
I think it also helps them talk more, even if they don't need it. It can be fun because maybe they want to know similar, different things than I do, or sometimes they want to know the same things. And when I answer a question, they can use my answer and um, like other. That's all I have.
Yeah, no, that's great. I often say, in my work, the sweetest sound anybody can ever hear is the sound of their own voice, and everybody's favorite topic is themselves. So I think, what I heard from you, this is what I heard. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I just love that when you're asking people about themselves, what I think it does is it gives people a chance to share their story, which encourages them and gives them some really great feelings. And I thought it was so awesome that you took something that's natural to you, your curiosity, and you use it for conversation. I used to, in my email signature, before I had a real job, my job title was conversationalist, because I love having conversations. It sounds to me like you're a conversationalist as well. So you can add that to your LinkedIn profile if you like. But listen, I want to go a bit further than even with like fun jobs. Like I love my job, but there can be things that are really challenging. So one of the things that we were thinking about when we thought about like what might be challenging in yours is when you have all these toys to play with, you have to share your true feelings, which, you might be telling somebody, I don't really like this toy, but they might love it. So how do you manage to work through those challenges? And if that's not a challenge, tell me, like, what is challenging in your job?
Well, yeah, that can be a challenge because I try to give as honest as a review as I can about a certain toy. But then I remember, even if I might not like the toy or I might not show any interest in the toy, I know that there are lots and lots of kids who probably think it's the best toy in the world, and so I try to like put myself in their shoes and I try and find all the cool key features. What's cool about the toy, what I love about the toy, and what I think other kids will like about the toy. Because, again, even if I don't like it, I know that there are lots and lots of kids that probably love this toy.
What other kind of challenges have you faced in your role as a chief play officer?
Well, I'd say a lot of the time before an interview or something, I get stressed out and I get nervous. But that's okay because sometimes it's good to be nervous because um, because when you're nervous, I like to like prepare. So when I'm doing it, I kind of read over my notes. I make sure that everything's in check and everything's good, and then I just think to myself, it's okay, it's fun. I'm surrounded by toys here, and I get to review them. So that's fun in itself. And then I just go and do the interview. I remember my notes that are in my head, and then I just go with the wind.
You talked about getting nervous, and I think a little bit, if you don't get nervous in front of a challenge, often you're a sociopath. That's actually not necessarily a good thing. Being a little bit of nervous in front of a big event is actually a really healthy reaction to stress. So, and a lot of adults, and I feel odd actually. I feel the more we've talked, the more I feel odd putting the word like you in a separate category from adults. I think what I hoped out of this interview is that you would share some realities from your job, and then people that have full-time jobs would be like, oh my gosh, I have those same challenges, and that's exactly what's happening. So a lot of people let me restate this question this way. A lot of people get nervous for new jobs, even when they're fun and exciting. Where did you find the courage to do this?
Well, I always when I like to be in front of the camera with my YouTube channel, and I like to have conversations with people. So when I'm talking about toys, I kind of think, it's kind of similar to talking to people because I'm talking to the interviewer. And so when I'm talking to the interviewer about toys, I have my notes in my head. I have all the toys in front of me, so I know when I'm looking at a certain toy or when I'm about to talk about it. Boom! Then my head it thinks about the notes I have about that toy, and then I take the toy, I show what's cool about it, and with the courage, I think sometimes I might not be as courageous as other times.
So let me ask you a bit more about courage. I can imagine your first YouTube video you did was not as awesome as your most recent YouTube video you did. So what is doing all that work? Like what's happened to you between the very first one you did and the ones you're doing now? What's happened to you?
Well, I think it's been 4 years is the time span between my first and my most recent YouTube video. I think that, each video I'm starting to get a little more used to making YouTube videos, and I guess a little more confident in front of with being in front of the camera. And so I've been, I guess you could call it practice throughout each video. Sometimes it takes me a couple of takes,
Sure.
sometimes it takes me one take. Um, but it just, if I remember, my first video was a quick check-in video where I was in the car, and my most recent one was, I think it was an unboxing video and a review video. So I just think how much my channel has changed, because when I started my YouTube channel, I just thought, okay, it'd be fun to try a YouTube channel, and now I've done different unboxings. I've even done a couple of vlogs from maybe if I'm on vacation, I've done a YouTube video or two. But my YouTube channel has definitely changed a lot throughout the years.
And now, like you said to me, you're in Montreal. You're obviously connected to a hotel Wi-Fi. You haven't done this on your own. Like, who around you? I'd be curious to know who around you has helped you with this success, and what specifically do you think they contributed to you doing what you're doing today, but also like how you are as a person. Maybe like 2 or 3 people that you could talk about. Because what I'd like to get out of this is I want to encourage people that are sitting in their car right now, or watching or listening on their walk. I want them to recognize that there's probably people in their lives that might be able to help them succeed, but they just haven't thought of it. But so I'd love to hear your perspective of like maybe 2 or 3 people around you who have contributed to who you are today and how you've relied on them or leaned on them to help you do this.
Well, I think that the first thing that comes to mind would probably be my parents and my sister, because they're always making me, oh, Aiden, have you prepared enough? Do you want to do a read over? Do you want to do a read over of your notes again? And then with Ava, she's always helping me with my sister Ava. She's always helping me out to practice, to prepare, and they're always checking over. We're making sure my setup looks good, all the toys are in the right spots, and everything looks good to the camera. And then making sure I'm prepared with in my head. And I think that they're definitely the biggest helpers of my life to help me pursue in life, and make sure that I do well.
Is there somebody in your life that you look at and just you say to yourself, when I'm older, I would love to be like that person? Like not from a job or career, but just a personality type, or maybe some qualities they have, like they're very cheerful or whatnot.
Let me think. I know a lot of people, but I think if you could merge my parents' personalities together, I think I'd try to be like them, because they're funny, they're helpful, they're supporting, and they're probably the biggest leaders that I know. So if it would be possible to merge their personalities, that's who I'd try to be like.
Yeah, that really resonates with me. I know, like from my experience, your father is like a great example of somebody with high empathy. Just the way he cares for people has been something I really admire about him. And your mother is just such a great encourager. So I can see how both those personality types together just make for like the perfect support system for you. That's really awesome. I have one more question we wrote down, but I have a couple of more, so we'll just maybe take another 5 or 6 minutes. I know you're on vacation, so I want to get you out so you can enjoy the day.
It's all good. This is fun.
So I guarantee you, thank you. I guarantee you there are people who have that would normally listen to this podcast that have gotten their kids to watch this on YouTube or to listen in the car. And so now what I'd love for you to do is give advice to, first I want you to give advice to kids that might be thinking about starting a new activity or taking on a new leadership role. What advice would you give them if they're just at the start of that journey?
Well, I think I'd tell them, if there's something that you want to do, or if you have one goal in life to get to one place that you really want to be, just always work hard for it. Keep working hard. Take your chance if it comes, because chances come and go. So even if that one chance doesn't work, that's okay, because chances are another opportunity is going to pop up. But as Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you have that chance, you have to take the shot, um, or else you might regret it, and you'll think, oh, why didn't I go for that? It would have been a good experience for, maybe if another one pops up, then you have the experience of the first one, which will help you do better in the second one.
Okay, so when does that's great advice. Oh, and before I ask this next question, now I'd love for you to give advice to adults. From your perspective as a 13-year-old young man, adults are listening and they're like, man, I wish I could have been like that when I was a kid. Well, they can still be like your attitude transcends age. So what advice do you have for adults who are looking at starting something new that might think, oh, they don't have as much ahead of them or they've missed too many chances?
Well, I think I'd give pretty similar advice to adults, because, again, even if you have missed a lot of those opportunities that you had in the past, that's okay, because, you probably still have you still have those chances, because chances come and go. So you still have those different opportunities and chances that you can take. Um, Even though it's you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, that's okay, because as long as your mindset is prepared for this new opportunity, that'll help you prepare and be more ready to take on this new leadership role or new opportunity. So that'll probably help the most.
Dude, you're doing amazing. Like you talked about mindset. I listen. People pay me to talk to them about mindset. So stop being so good. I'm going to lose my job. But no, in all seriousness, when does your term come to an end?
Well, the minimum contract for the position of CPO is 1 year. So I got the job in April, meaning that the job is over in April. So that's what I'm, crossing my fingers, because in the past, some CPOs that have done really good have gotten their roles extended for another year. So I'm crossing my fingers, and I'm just remembering that whenever I'm working hard or reviewing a toy, I'm always remembering to work hard and have fun with the job.
And where can people find out? Where can they see your toy review videos? Where can they find out more about you?
They can find me on the Toys R Us Canada Instagram account. Toys R Us Canada. They can find me there. They can find me on different news websites. So on all the news places that I've been on, they can find me on their websites, and even on the Toys R Us website. I've been on there. I've been on there once for the outdoor catalog, so you can find me there.
And do you have a social channel or a YouTube channel you'd like people could follow if they want to find out or watch more of your stuff?
Well, if they want to watch me and check out, my review videos or just pictures of what I'm doing, my Instagram is a_hep77, and my YouTube channel is Aiden's Fun Adventures.
Cool. Well, listen, this super pumped me up. I was really excited for this as well because your approach is, it's awe-striking. I really did. I knew it would be good. I did not know it would be good this good, man. So thank you very much. Before we go, just like you have said, a lot of people help you where you are. A lot of people make this podcast happen, so I want to thank them. Of course, Cindy Craik, who does all the booking. She arranged for our time. Naomi Grossman, my EA, she helps do research and write the questions. Carrie Cotton's our account manager. So while I'm doing this, I've been watching her on our Slack channel work with clients. Jamie Hunter, if you saw this on social media, Jamie Hunter is our content manager. He takes care of all the blog posts and making sure this gets out. Austin Pomeroy is the audio editor. Oftentimes, like today, you won't even know, but our audio is delayed. but he made it sound great. Jeff Anhorn's the video editor. He made the video look great. And of course, my wife, Allison, makes it possible for me to have all this fun with her support. So, Aiden, thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to watching your journey progress.
Yeah, thank you for having me.